Salutation, my fellow dudes and dudettes, it's Sanic 007, and it's time to head back to the past. A Link to the Past, to be more specific, released in September 21st, 1991, and a year later for us Americans, 1992. Oh boy, I'm actually really excited to get this Let's Play started for you guys. This is one game that is critically acclaimed to be one of the best Zelda games in the entire franchise. But first we got a story. Long ago in the beautiful kingdom of Hyrule, surrounded by mountains and forests, legends told of an omnipotent and omniscient golden power that resided in a hidden land. Sorry about that, my speech was a little off. Many people aggressively sought to enter the hidden golden land, but no one ever returned. One day, evil power began to flow from the golden land. So the king commanded 7 wise men to seal the gate to the land of the golden power. 7? Why is it always 7? It always baffles me. That seal should have remained for all time. I'm assuming that guy on the far right is kind of short. But when these events were obscured by the mist of time and became legend, the game began. That was a joke. Oh my gosh! Oh no, the king! A mysterious wizard known as Aghanim came to Hyrule and released the seal. He eliminated the good king of Hyrule. More like he just set his ass on fire, damn! Ugh. Through evil magic, he began to make descendants of the 7 wise men vanish, one after another. It's like a magic trick. Like I can't snap very well. There we go. We'll do that. Just like magic. And the time of destiny for Princess Zelda is drawing near. Alright, well that was our story synopsis. So basically we gotta go into the castle and save Princess Zelda. At least that's what it looks like, and maybe do something about those 7 maidens. Maybe. Anyways, gonna set up our name here. Probably gonna just pick the typical name Link for the time being, because that's his name in the entire franchise. It's I guess the idea is for the character to be a link between the games. Get it? It's honestly not that funny. Anyway, let's begin. Help me. Please help me. I am a prisoner in the dungeon of the castle. My name is Zelda. The wizard Aghanim has done something to the other missing girls. Now only I remain. Things are getting really weird, I gotta say. This Aghanim's got some real issues. Aghanim has seized control of the castle and is now trying to open the 7 wise men's seal. I am in the dungeon of the castle. Please help me. Link, I'm going out for a while. I'll be back by morning. Don't leave the house. Yeah, totally. I will not leave the house. Fucking who am I kidding? We got a princess to save, and our uncle is not gonna be able to do the job, I can assure you. Anyway, we got, starting off, open the chest inside our little hut. You get yourselves a lamp. If when you pause the game, well, I guess technically this is pausing the game. It will go into your inventory, showing everything you have. In the big item box is where all your main items are gonna be. The top right box is your current the item you currently have in use. Beneath that are pendants, I'll explain those later, and your current equipment. And then there's the bottom left hand corner of the red box that indicates like what your A button can do. And also that's weird. Usually be able to press. There we go. If you press select, on your controller. In my case, it's the minus button because I'm recording this via the Nintendo eShop, like the Virtual Console. You can save and quit. There is no save and continue. So once you save the game, you'll automatically be thrown back to the title screen. But anyway, as I was saying, this game is absolutely fantastic. Like, I cannot express enough how good this game is. And it's kind of a similar reason as to why I'm doing this game before Zelda 1 or Zelda 2. I've beaten Zelda 1 before. It's incredibly difficult, but it's possible. I've never beat Zelda 2, and I'm honestly not gonna try unless if it's like for a live stream, because that game is just it's so frustrating. Anyway, we're gonna go to the right side of the castle. We're gonna go down this hole. Alright, basement. And what the hell? The uncle couldn't even get into the next room. Look, I don't want you involved in this. I told you not to leave the house. Take my sword and shield and listen. You can focus your power in the blade. Hold the B button. Then release it using the secret technique handed down by our people. Like, you could is your Zelda is my what? My what? You're just anyway, like for those that have played the original before playing this game, when you get equipped with a sword, you're gonna notice that Link actually swings his sword, and this makes combat so much easier. Also, we can pick up stuff. Those green pots that I just gathered. They fill up your magic gauge, which is shown on the top left corner of the screen. This will that will deplete as you're using certain items. Like for example, if you use a lantern. Wow, I didn't do anything. Yeah, it's wow, doesn't do anything to grass. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But anyway, you use the lantern. You'll use some of your magic power. Got some basic enemies here. All they do is charge at you. I'm not doing that. All they really do is charge at you. Some of them have shields, so you kind of have to hit them in a certain angle so they don't block your attack. Anyway, Hyrule Castle. I think this is technically our first dungeon. It pretty much they kind of throw you right into the whole thing without much direction. But that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. This game doesn't need a whole lot of direction. Unlike Zelda 1 and Zelda 2, this game is very, like, user-friendly. This is the Zelda game that a lot of people like to start out with, and I completely agree. This is a great starting point for the Zelda franchise, like, in general. Like, I know some people are going to say Ocarina of Time, but, that's not one-for-one the same game, because that's a 3D game. 3D Zelda games operate differently than, like, a 2D Zelda game. Or, in this case, like a top-down Zelda game. Anyway, these are Blue Knights. They're just like the other ones we saw earlier. They just take more hits. Also, since this is our first dungeon, that dungeon map we've acquired, this is a stipulation in every dungeon in Link to the Past. When you press your X button, you will bring up your map to said dungeon, which will show you how many floors are in there, where you're at, the doors, and certain chests that I will be explaining later down the road. But anyway, we also got a small key from that enemy. You get small keys will open locked doors, obviously. So you want to always remember where those locked doors are for future reference whenever you find the key. Gotcha. Also, picking up stuff. That's a new thing for this game. In hindsight, with compared to the original, and it makes combat very, very simple. Because and at this point in the game, throwing pots at enemies is surprisingly more effective than swinging your sword. It's safer too at that, and you don't have to like do what I do and like get in harm's way to simply attack. But these are the first handful of enemies. This game is not really difficult, at least until we get to like in quotes, the second half of the game, where things start to pick up a little bit. Like, all in all, I'm not very bad at this game. Ooh, a boomerang. To explain, I guess I can explain this. Whenever you get a new item, just, move towards it with the D-pad on the, item select screen, and you'll automatically equip it. The boomerang can stun enemies and can be thrown in 8 directions. It's, it covers a decent amount of range. But yeah, it'll stun, you primarily use it to stun enemies. Anyways, as I was saying, like, I'm not too good at this game, but I've managed to play this game comfortably up to, like, the second half of the game, where, the dungeons and, like, the bosses within those dungeons gets a little taxing. This enemy right here, if you're not using the method that I am, use the boomerang to stun him, and, he should be no problem. You want to watch out for his chain that he's constantly swinging in a circle. Anyway, thank you, Link. I had a feeling you were getting close. Link, listen carefully. The wizard is magically controlling all the soldiers in the castle. I fear the worst for my father. The wizard is an inhumane fiend with strong magical powers. Do you understand? If you press not at all, then she'll just repeat what she said. You're gonna see that with a lot of characters. Alright, let's get out of here before the wizard notices. I know a secret path, but first we have to go to the first floor. Let's go! Alright, we got Zelda with us. Awesome. If you happen to get a game over in the first dungeon, Hyrule Castle, you'll respawn right where Zelda was imprisoned. So consider that like a checkpoint of some sort. That's not the case in all the other dungeons that we'll see later, but I'll explain that once we get around to it. But anyway, like I was saying, this game really isn't too difficult until it gets to the second half where the dungeons become a bit more demanding. Like, the only reason Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 were so hard was because of the amount they threw at you, and Link's limitations. Zelda 1 was hard because the combat was so sluggish. Zelda 2 was hard because anyways, as you can see, the boomerang will stun enemies. If you're having a hard time taking out the enemies that are capable of blocking attacks, the boomerang is the best equipment for it. I think I'm going this way. We need to fight these guys. There's a secret passage in the throne room that leads to Sanctuary. Wow, grammar. I'm sure the old man's will I'm sure the man there will help us. Alright, that was my fault. Alright, so we're gonna go on up here. Ignore them, they're not really worth it. And there we go. That ornamental shelf should open. Do you have a light? It's pitch dark inside and you can't see without one. If you're ready, let's go. Help me push it from the left. In hindsight, she's probably not actually helping you with it. Alright, let's go on inside. Alright, this is where the lantern's gonna be useful, because, you're gonna see these little places where you can light up the room. This will make things easier. This will make, it easier for you to see, especially in the case where, you don't want to get blindsided by enemies, because you only have so much health, starting out in this game. The only thing is the lanterns won't be lit for too long, so you wanna be able to act as quickly as you can. Oh yeah, I forgot to show off the spin attack. Your uncle said that if you hold down the B button, you'll store a power. This is a spin attack. It rocks. It has a lot of range, and you do twice as much damage. Ah. I gotta stop being so reckless. These enemies, keys. I didn't explain the ropes either, actually. They take 2 hits. If they see you, they'll make a beeline for you. They'll kind of like charge at you. As for the keys, they'll sort of just fly around a little bit. Like, they don't really do much. They just, again, they just sort of fly around. They'll stop after a moment, so if they become a little taxing to like hit, just wait until just wait until they stop moving. After passing through these sewers, we'll be very close to Sanctuary. Let's be careful. You can't say the Zelda, really? Got a lot of rupees going on. Rupees are your currency in this game. They can't do anything now because since this is the first dungeon, they don't really give us much besides the boomerang and the fire and the lantern. Alright, this is where let's see. Keys right there. I'm only killing everything because I'm trying to get as much rupees as I possibly can before I finish this, because we're not gonna be coming back here. Like, well, at least not for a while. Ow. Ugh. Not sure why I wasted my time lighting that. Didn't need it. Oh. Gotcha. Awesome. Alright, we're out of there. Don't need the lantern at this point. You're gonna see a lot of these blocks throughout each dungeon. The idea is that only one of these blocks is pushable. You just kind of have to figure out which one. Or in some cases, there are multiple blocks that you can push, but you have to know which ones to push and where to push it. Otherwise, you can get yourself stuck. I don't remember what these enemies are called. I think they're just, I don't know. They're rats to me, so I'm just gonna call them as such. Like, the bats are called keys, but, like, they're bats. Sanctuary is just beyond that door. Pull the switch over there. She's referring to the switch on the right. If you pull the one on the left, a bunch of ropes will pop out. You'll notice that when she gives you this tutorial. She only gives you this tutorial for the correct one. You have to pull the lever to open the door. Press the A button to hold. Press the A button to interact with it. Hold it down and then pull. That's it. That's all you gotta do. And we did it. All right. Princess Zelda, you are safe. Is this your doing, Link? Yes, it was Link who helped me escape from the dungeon. When I was captive, the wizard said, "Once I have finished with you, the final one, the seal of the wise men will open." Link, you must not let the land of Hyrule fall into the wizard's clutches. If he releases the seal of the 7 wise men, evil power will overwhelm this land. Before that happens, before it's too late, destroy the wizard before he destroys all of Hyrule. You can do it. You can. I sense that a mighty evil force guides the wizard's actions and augments his magical power. The only weapon potent enough to defeat the wizard is the legendary Master Sword. It is said that the village elder is a descendant of the 7 wise men. Maybe he could tell you more. I will mark his house on your map, but watch your every move. I am certain that the castle soldiers will be looking for you now. I will hide Princess Zelda here. Do not worry. Seek the elder. Do you understand? Alright, cool. We did it. And our reward is our heart container. Whenever you get a heart container, you gain, obviously, a heart level. Simply put, gives you more health. Anyway, we're gonna walk out of here. And that's about it for this first part. We infiltrated Hyrule Castle and we saved the princess. So I guess we can end it off here. So next time on Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, we're gonna take the time to explore a little bit of Hyrule and see if we can find this elder they speak of. Until then, I got a juice.